motion car crash involving three of the most ambitious men in history. First, Julius Caesar arrived. He didn't come to conquer. He came to collect a debt. But he found Cleopatra, a woman who saw Rome not as an enemy, but as a tool to reclaim her family's lost glory. Their affair gave Cleopatra a Roman army to crush her rivals, and it gave Caesar the Egyptian treasury to fund his rise to dictator. Then came Mark Antony. After Caesar's assassination, the Roman world split in two. Antony took the east, falling not just for Cleopatra, but for the dream of an Eastern empire. They lived like inimitable livers, spending fortunes, while the West, led by a young, cold, and calculating Octavian, watched with growing fury. Octavian didn't frame the coming war as a civil war. He framed it as a war for the soul of Rome against an Egyptian witch. The final curtain September 2nd, 31 BC, the Battle of Actium. This was the moment the world shifted. Cleopatra and Antony's combined fleet met Octavian's smaller, faster ships. In a moment of panic or perhaps cold calculation, Cleopatra saw the tide turning and fled. Antony followed his heart and abandoned his men. The war was over. A year later, as Octavian's troops marched into Alexandria, the drama ended in blood. Antony fell on his sword. Cleopatra, rather than being paraded through Rome in chains, chose the bite of the asp. With her died the last vestige of the Bronze Age world. The line of the pharaohs, which had lasted longer than the distance from Rome to our modern day, was extinguished in a single afternoon. The mirror of empire when Octavian, now Augustus Caesar, took Egypt. He didn't make it a province. He made it his personal estate. No senator was even allowed to visit Egypt without his express permission. He knew that whoever controlled the food controlled the world. The Bronze Age collapsed because the system was too fragile. Rome survived by making the system absolute. But look at our world today. We are just as dependent on the flow of energy and goods as the Romans were on Egyptian grain. We trade microchips for oil, data for security. The story of Rome and Egypt reminds us that when a system becomes too big to fail, it becomes a target for those who want to control it. We aren't just watching history. We are watching the blueprints of our own survival. Are we the masters of our systems, or are we just the latest Ptolemies, waiting for a new Rome to knock on our door? Which empire was more successful, the Bronze Age kings or the Roman emperors?